Y'all already know what it is. It is Beans and Rice. We are back. This is your boy, Hus.
Y'all know what it is. It's Host BB. The music weatherman. Host BB. AKA Host. Hey.
Hello world, my name is Javi. Welcome back.
AKA Hus. Hey.
Oh man, he said hello to the world again, dude. I guess the world's healing.
The world is healing.
We got a new
It's like
president.
that Michael Jackson song.
We got vaccines.
Dude, man, we got that
Everybody's
vaccination
getting the
going.
vaccines now.
Vaccination stations.
Dude.
Sanitation stations.
Yeah, it's Tuesday, March 22nd. Welcome, everybody.
Oh, the 22nd or the 23rd?
23rd.
23rd. My
dude.
dates are off.
Goddamn, 22, 23.
He's healing so much. He was so
I was ahead of my time.
ahead of his time.
Well,
Time travel.
technically living in the past, but we know now the past is behind us.
Oh, you're right. Past. Time traveler still.
And we were discussing what we were discussing, dude. We were discussing before we started talking, we were discussing the importance of what were we discussing?
Misogyny. And by misogyny, I mean if you're having knee pains, you should massage it, and it should really help.
Misogyny.
That's the only misogyny that's okay.
Misogyny.
Yeah, that's the only kind that's okay.
That misogyny, dude. Yeah, because everybody's turning old. You know, it was Hos's birthday.
Yeah.
And now it was Javi's birthday too last week.
Happy
And
birthday, Javi.
now I'm just in between a couple of senior citizens, I feel like, you know?
Yeah, we get that discount at Golden Corral.
Ooh, Golden Corral, dude.
All you can eat, 10% off. It's a 110%
excited.
investment.
Super excited for that.
You ready to go to Golden Corral, Javi?
I'm ready. Let's go.
Yeah. I don't
Does
think
Grandma have a?
this guy's a Chuckarama guy, huh?
I guess.
I
Only
think
on
we're gonna have to
Sundays.
settle that
Only on
debate, dude.
Sundays.
We
Chuckarama
should.
or Golden
Golden
Corral,
Corral.
dude.
Dude, man, it might be hit and miss, really.
Yeah. Because, well, I mean, I've had more good experiences at Chuckarama. I think that's why.
I haven't been to many.
But I've only ever gone on a Sunday, so.
I've never been to either in such a long time.
But what can you remember? See, like I remember Golden Corral. It's cooler, you know what I mean? People are younger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, they got more fried food.
And their stations are like more
A
separated.
bunch of ice cream.
Yeah.
Chuckarama is like stuff for senior citizens. They got green beans.
The walk's
They got-
not that far.
they got
the
turkey.
walkers won't get
Yeah.
caught
They
up
got
on-
mashed
undercooked cinnamon
potatoes.
rolls so that you don't like can chew them and then just swallow them.
Yeah.
What else do they got? They got that like they put like salmon out there that doesn't even look like salmon anymore. It's like cod. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, it's like
Fod.
They have a
it's
limit
salmon
on ham.
jerky.
You know, they limit your
Ham.
ham consumption. So
Yeah. See, so that's like more for like seniors. You go there, it looks like you're at a senior
I
center.
just probably have an old soul, man. That's why.
So it's more bland of a palate, I would say,
think-
than
Chuckarama's probably just a front for assisted living recruitment.
now.
And they just hand out coupons there for assisted living.
Who do you think was Chuck? Like this guy, you know, he was probably so entitled. Like he must have
Imagine
been
all
a
the
big
things
deal.
He was ramen, you know.
Yeah, he was a Rama of like so many things. You know, it's like, oh damn, they couldn't get enough of Chuck. They're like, oh dude, we want a fucking Chuck-a-rama.
Chuck.
He was an icon.
Maybe can you look up what we're discussing?
I think that has to do with the Chuck wagon because you know how their symbol is a wagon.
Oh, so it's a wagon, not a person.
Yeah, it's like a wagon fest.
A
Chuckarama.
wagon fest.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe everybody brought food in their wagon. You know what I mean?
It's the original,
the original
potluck.
potluck. Yeah.
Yeah.
But in the wagon.
Yeah.
You don't say wagon luck. That would have been kind of lame.
It was
you know?
the OG slow cooker.
Uh,
They just left it out in the sun in the middle of the desert. That stew was getting nice and hot and boiling.
Little House on the Prairie, you know? Did you guys ever, if I could go back in a era, I would be one of those people. Even though I would already be dead. I mean, both of you guys would have already been dead, you know? Like, I always wanted to be like in the prairie, you know? Oh, dude, you gotta go across the, what is it? The
Great
Colorado
Frontiers,
River or something
yeah.
like that, you know? And then the ladies wear their bonnets all cute, you know what I mean? They got their little polygamous dresses on. You kill a bison.
You wrestle bears,
Yeah.
skin some wolves.
So that, you know what I mean? Everything was, I don't know. I always wanted to go to that era, but.
You know, they say simpler times. They weren't more simple. I think they were far more complex.
Oh, yeah. You had to do so many things. You know
Yeah,
what I
you
mean?
had to learn how to do a lot of shit.
Yeah. Everybody knows how to sew.
You had to make your own shoes. You had to, yeah, sewing. You make your own jacket. You knew
to
how to
hunt
start a
for your
fire.
food.
Yeah.
You know.
Build a house.
I wonder if there was ever like competitions once like Native Americans and American people got cool. Like, dude, who do you think would? Let's have a hunt
Once
off.
they
You know
got
what I mean?
cool.
I'm just saying, maybe a couple got a couple of Pocahontases. You know what I mean? They were cool. It's like, hey, let's see who could get this animal before. You know what I mean? Make a little competition.
Dude, I feel like the natives would have such an unfair advantage.
But I don't know, because they had the other people had the gun.
That's true.
But then, like you're saying, like the natives are like, oh, dude, I'm gonna set this booby trap.
They just knew the land better. They knew what's it called? I don't know, just the habitat of the animal and their personalities, I guess would be right. Their tendencies. Just, I don't know. That'd be weird.
Yeah, and speaking about weird things, what is the weird holidays? We got any weird holidays?
Yes, sir.
That's what we forgot, dude.
Oh, we did forget the holidays. We just got right into it.
Guys just jumped into it. No, but let's start with number one. First off, it's National 3D Day.
3D, hoss.
Doritos 3D. They brought those back.
I got sick off of those.
When you were a kid or recently?
When I was a kid. I ate so many. When I was a kid, dude, I was like 4. Because they were so cold. You'd see them, they get the glasses on.
Yeah.
Javi's got the 3D glasses on today, too. But, I ate like so many. And I just remember I just like puked. Like, because I had like so many bags, like when you're a kid, you're like, oh, dude, it's on TV.
Yeah, like you don't get sick until it's too late.
And then after that, I never had it again. I was like, oh, dude, just terrorized me.
I never got sick off Doritos, but
3D, only 3D Doritos.
Only the 3D ones. I like the 3D ones, but I prefer the original ones better.
Yeah, what about you, Javi? What's you got any third dimension experiences?
Not really. I don't remember eating them too much as a kid. I remember Gabe always grabbing them. I feel like I was a hot Cheeto guy back then.
But what about do you guys remember your first 3D movie?
Yeah, funny enough, I never went when they had the red and the blue. Instead, I went when it was, I want to say it was the third Transformers, like with the Shia LaBeouf trilogy. We didn't even want to go 3D, but it was the only one available, and my friends and I really wanted to see because we were big Transformers fans, and I didn't enjoy it after a while. It's just too much. Like, I'm not trying to be in the movie. I didn't feel sick. It just made me dizzy, I guess. I wasn't nauseous.
You didn't think it was forced either? Like, all the 3D motions, like, were forced into, I don't know.
Yeah, I think it was like
a lot of the movies are like that. Like,
they focused on the effects as opposed to the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're like, oh, if it's going to be 3D, now we want to push for it. Because they haven't made, 3D movies haven't been a big thing for the past, 4 to 5 years, huh?
No, really.
I think it flopped.
There was a big push for them. Yeah.
Until they become actual holograms that we can, like, almost touch or whatever.
Yeah, but even then, it's a bit too much. Because I played VR on the Oculus. I think I talked about this already. But it was so good, it made me sick.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like, it was too much. I knew I wasn't there, but it felt so real, I couldn't handle it.
Dang, that's weird.
I mean, I only watch VR porn. That's as close as I got to those goggles.
Yeah, so. You still on that jizz on my jugs?
But no, it was newer ones. They didn't have those ones. I tried to find the archive, but you like look around and stuff. I was just checking out what they have in the room, trying to see if I could find it. What's that Epstein lurking somewhere around there in one of the rooms? I was like, where's this guy? Find some clues of what's going on. But I couldn't find
from the shadows.
Anything. But I remember the 3D in Mexico, dude. There was like. They'd have them, they'd sell you like the glasses when there was still like the red and the blue.
Yeah.
And they'd had this like show. You'd have to buy like the glasses at the store. And I'm not sure if it came with like chips or something like that. But you'd get the glasses and then they'd have like a TV show that aired that was in 3D. So you like get your glasses and you'd watch like TV with your cousins and stuff like that. And we were just, once all of us had our glasses, dude, we would just keep them on. Like, oh, you don't have to wear them for long periods of time. But we'd be like, but you're a kid, they always say, don't look at the sun. So we get our 3D glasses, stare at the sun, dude. So we do that, dude. It looked all weird. Now I got astigmatism or whatever, so.
I remember where they would have the 3D glasses on, like, cereal boxes. And on the back of the cereal box, they would have, like, these puzzles.
The little things that you got to look at.
Yeah. I do remember those.
So that was pretty cool, but. Any other days or anything like that?
Yes, sir. National Tamale Day.
Ooh, tamales, man.
It's, today's the 23rd, so we celebrate a traditional Mexican dish made of cornmeal dough and filled with a variety of meats, veggies, and fruits.
What fruits do you guys put in it?
I don't know, dude. I heard someone
They
put like
they can put pineapple,
guayaba and
raisins,
stuff, which I
yeah.
haven't had, but it sounds good.
I've had the raisins. I guess
Yeah.
I didn't even think of raisins, but guayaba actually sounds like it could
Yeah,
probably
it sounds
be pretty
good.
good.
It sounds
Yeah.
like a sweet one.
Yeah.
It's nice. It looks a little pinky, you know.
So I mean, in Puerto Rico, we love guayaba, so that actually sounds good. I want to try it.
So what
You guys find one or make one? Let me know.
the original hot pocket,
The original
the
hot pocket.
tamal, dude? Now the crappy thing about those ones, sometimes it's I learned the hard way is how to microwave them. So this guy told me, so you get like a cloth, you know, get it wet, damp, throw it in there, wrap them up so they're otherwise they come out like rocks.
Well, yeah, because microwaves
it dries
work
up.
because it
Yeah.
causes a lot of vibration, and so if there's water molecules, they vibrate and they cause steam, so it helps cook it and not burn it.
So are you guys tamale fans in Puerto Rico or
No,
anti-tamale?
no. Well, I mean, it's not popular because there's not a lot of Mexicans in Puerto Rico, but we have something called pasteles, which it's cake for you guys, but for
Yeah.
us, it's our equivalent of a tamal, and it's still different because it's made with like guineo and like squash, like calabaza and stuff, and you put pork in it. You put garbanzos, aceituna. Stuff like that.
aceituna, that's an olive, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
You can. Some have them in it, some don't. They make them with yuca too, and you wrap them in banana leaves and you boil them.
Yeah, they have those in Mexico too. Ones with banana leaves.
Yeah.
They're a little more southern though. But why is olives called aceitunas?
I don't know.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. Maybe because you make aceite out of it.
Maybe you can
Aceituna.
just call it oliva.
Yeah,
Isn't
but
that also olive in Spanish, oliva?
yeah, because that's Popeye's wife's name in Spanish, Oliva.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Her name's not aceituna.
Yeah, I would suck, huh?
that would be
Aceituna.
hilarious.
Hey, aceituna.
Popeye y aceituna.
Well, they got really lazy with Popeye's name in Spanish. You just call it Popeye.
Popeye. That's the
Just
best
read
way to
it.
do it, yeah.
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 He was the
Popeye.
original yay, the
Yay,
original
yay.
yay, dude.
Dude, that's where Ice Cube got his inspiration from.
Freaking
Watching
Popeye.
Spanish cartoons. I couldn't even say it. Popeye.
And his name was Popeye because his eye was like popped, right? Is that what it was? He always looked like this, remember him?
Yeah.
And he get the pipe.
Which, I mean, he was the first
Probably
sign that
crack
tobacco
pipe.
was bad for you.
Oh,
Yeah, he
tobacco-
only had like one,
It was the
two.
first sign. He was missing his jaw.
Yeah.
His forearms were way too big.
No wonder that
always
the
looked like
British
that.
would like give him a kick or like, oh, I feel
He,
powerful.
he'd get that one dose of healthy, like
Healthy food, yeah.
Yeah, that superfood.
That's superfood. Oh, dude.
Dude,
Bruno was a healthy one. You know what I mean?
yeah, like he was actually
He
thick
was
boy.
Yeah. Oh, I had a sledgehammer. You know what I mean? He had a
He-
nice beard.
And I don't remember maybe an occasional cigar he'd smoke, but
Yeah.
Who was the burger dude that was on that show?
The burger dude.
it was like
You
he
know
was
what
like a
I'm talking
lawyer. He had that hat,
Yeah.
and he would always just shove burgers in his.
Oh.
What's his
I
name?
can't
I don't know his
name.
name.
Yeah, I like that guy.
Yeah,
But
I
yeah,
know what
it's
you're
like-
talking about. He had
why
that like
did,
bowler hat.
Olive. It's Olive. Her name's in English, huh?
Olive is her name in English.
Like, I don't know why she would date Popeye, bro. Maybe I'd like Bruno a little bit
Dude,
more.
I don't know why
dude.
Papa would date her. Have you seen her?
I mean, I would pick Bruno if I was. I don't know. Both of them are. Maybe it's. I wonder what their baby looked like.
Was it Bruno or Brutus?
I think it was Bruno, wasn't
I
it?
don't remember his name.
BR. It was something like that. But that guy
I'm
was.
pretty
Like,
sure it started with a B too.
he was strong. He had like a really good neck beard.
Yeah, he had a
All the way
nice beard
down.
going on. He had that nice mustache attached to his beard, I feel.
Dude, and what's so crazy about cartoons back then? It was always like, a good guy versus the bad guy. All of them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like there was never any like.
There was no gray area. There's no neutrality. It was just good versus evil.
Yeah, that's it. It's like, oh, you're gonna hate this guy.
Yeah.
You know?
Or
Maybe
not
they
even
should
good
cancel
versus-
Popeye, dude. That freaking asshole.
Nah, they could have canceled him.
You know? Smoking, dude. He's always on meth. I don't know what he's smoking in this little pipe.
Olive was like an anorexic lady.
Yeah,
so she's
not even feeding
she's
her.
promoting terrible eating relationships.
Diets, you know? Yeah, dude. So maybe, and then all the good guys, they're like the bad guys, you know?
Yeah.
Like even Tom and Jerry, dude. You're gonna tell me you'd rather take a disgusting mouse in your house?
Over this nice, funny ass, cute cat.
Yeah. And he's trying to protect you from the mice. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and Roadrunner was actually an asshole if you look at it.
He's trying to kill the guy, dude.
Yeah, like Wile E. Coyote was probably just minding his own business. Roadrunner just runs past him, lights him on fire with all his speed.
Yeah.
So Wiley's like, bro, I got kids. I gotta feed him. So now he's like trying to catch
He's
the
scavenging
Roadrunner.
in the desert. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? What other? I feel like Mickey Mouse. Who was his nemesis? Was it that not Daffy Duck? What's the other duck? Donald Duck.
I guess
They were friends.
they were
weren't
rivals.
Were they friends? Weren't they rivals?
I thought they were rivals.
Yeah, I thought they
I
were
don't know.
rivals. Maybe you're talking about when they're babies. You know, Mickey Mouse Clubhouse. They're like more pals about. I thought they were rivals too, dude. And they always make
Yeah.
Donald like the jerk. You know.
Yeah,
Which I guess is kind of true because you know ducks are freaking assholes in real life.
they can be assholes.
Freaking find a
But
duck in
why
wild.
does Donald cover his top and Mickey Mouse cover his bottoms? Like Donald's just letting it all hang out.
Well, maybe because there's since Mickey's a rat, you know, he's got way more infections
Maybe
down there, spreading the plague.
you can't let his nuts hang like that. Okay,
That would have been probably creepy, you know.
yeah, that would have been creepy.
And then Minnie, dude, both I don't even know how they're so famous, honestly, you know. Like once you think about it, it's like two mice. It's like back then animals were famous, you know. Now you gotta draw something like super creepy, super crazy. Johnny Bravo molesting chicks, you know what I mean? And he hasn't even been canceled, Johnny Bravo.
Dexter's
Not yet.
Laboratory. Remember Dexter's Laboratory?
He's like fucking 1 foot tall,
Yeah.
you know, and his sister
And
Dee Dee, dude.
he
she's
hates girls.
like,
I'm waiting for them to cancel the Little Rascals.
Why? What were they canceling?
when that guy tried to make out with the lady, remember? He's pretending he's drowning.
Oh yeah, it's that
that was the Sandlot.
Sandlot. Yeah.
That guy kisses lady without consent.
Yeah,
dude.
that was not
the
consensual.
He-Man Women Haters Club.
He-Man Woodman Haters Club.
Yeah.
But they were inclusive at the end.
I guess
You
that's
can't
true.
cancel
It
them for
saved
that.
them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
What else? Who else was weird? What other cartoons were weird, dude?
There were so many. What was the one where like the kids were in the treehouse and they had like all these gadgets and they had
Oh yeah, they were
sunglasses?
like the Spice or something.
yeah,
like
some treehouse spot. I don't know what
And
it's
they were like
called.
their
Kids
numbers were
Next
like
Door.
code name Kids Next Door.
Yeah, that's what it
Dude, I
was.
hated that cartoon.
I didn't
bro.
like that cartoon either.
It was
They had
all-
Recess. Recess was pretty
Recess
cool
was
though.
cool.
I like
yeah.
Recess.
Yeah.
Dude, everybody like that Codename Kids Next Door. It was like a ripoff of Hey Arnold. All these kids, they're kids and they're bald. The main guy with red, he's got like 3 hairs. You know,
Ed and Eddie.
kind of babies. Dude, that was my shit at Ed and Eddie.
Ed and Eddie was dope.
Yeah, that's how I learned how to scam people, dude. Like I
Scamming
want to be one of
people.
those. You know.
Yeah.
You want
No.
to be like Ed.
No, really weird ones were like Ren and Stimpy.
Courage the Cowardly Dog was kind of weird.
That was
too.
a weird
I
one,
can't
too.
believe Ren and Stimpy was for kids, or I don't know if it was marketed towards kids, but that shit it goes crazy.
Rocco's World. That was
a
dark
little
too.
too, yeah.
And what was it? Not Cat Dog. The other one. God, what was the one?
Oh,
was
I
thinking
know
of?
what you're talking about.
Cow
It's
and Chicken.
Cow and Chicken.
I
Yeah.
love Cow and Chicken.
That's
Hilarious.
They look so gross, you know.
They
It's
were like it
ah.
had some adult humor in it for sure.
They just look like, oh, you want to touch them like that. Oh, that like nasty kid
They
in your
were
school, you
they
know?
were pervy, creepy looking creatures.
Yeah.
Like even as a cartoon as a kid, you could tell they were creeps.
yeah. There was something wrong, you know.
Because
like-
she had like the
Yeah.
udder. The cow had the udder just constantly like in your face,
yeah.
and it's a cow tit.
Oh man, R.I.P. Whatever happened to those guys, dude?
Any
You
other
gotta-
holidays?
Yeah, the last one, National Puppy Day.
Oh,
Dude, man, that's a cute one.
couple puppies, you know. That's a good last holiday.
Right, I tried to
Very good.
lighten it up a little bit.
Oh, you know what? Speaking about puppies, Javi's in the market for puppies. So what's
yeah, I'm trying to cop a baby bulldog.
Baby bulldog,
baby
huh?
bulldog,
Yeah,
dude?
but-
Now a big one or a small one or what kind of bulldog? There's many types of bulldogs. So what happens to
English
Mexicans,
bulldog,
they
I'm
get the wrong
assuming?
one.
I think
They
it
get
was an
Mexican
English.
bulldog.
Yeah.
Oh, it is English.
He goes to a Spanish speaking one. He ends up with a frog. He's like, I thought you said bullfrog.
Bullfrog.
Bullfrog. Bullfrog.
How big do those ones get? Do you guys know? They get pretty big, don't they?
English bulldogs. They're heavy, but they're not big.
Yeah, they're
Uh-huh.
like maybe to your knee or something.
They're just beefy, like beefy
Yeah.
boys. They're
Yeah.
just...
70
Bunch
pounds
of
of pure love,
snoring.
you know.
If you ever watched Rob's Fantasy Factory, whatever that show was called,
That's
he
the
had
French one, isn't it?
No, that was
No,
an
that was
English
that was
bulldog.
an English bulldog.
Oh.
The French ones are the ones with like the triangle ears.
Those are smaller, but no,
They look like pugs mixed with English bulldogs.
Yeah.
I think is the French ones. What they look like.
So what kind of color of puppy? What's your puppy market looking like so far?
Oh man,
Javi?
I don't know. I found that Merle one. Looks crazy. I wish I had. I would. Maybe we can edit it in, or something.
Couple pictures.
Couple pickies.
A myrtle.
Merle.
Myrtle. They like the one from Harry Potter.
Moaning.
The one that would moan all the time.
Yeah, a
So
little
I guess now
perv trying to
they-
check out your penis while you're showering.
Yeah, what a pervert, huh? Dude,
And she was
we're-
like 30 years old,
yeah.
300 years older, however. And Harry Potter was just a
You can
kid.
show it on your camera too, right here, dude.
I was trying to show host first. Jerk.
Oh, I think I saw it.
Looks
That's
like
that's called
this
Myrtle.
cat right here, Myrtle.
Merle or something.
Oh,
Myrtle.
that's cute.
Yeah, it's crazy, right?
Yeah. It
I'm
reminds me of
surprised
like
I was
those
about to put
Australian
freaking-
German Shepherds or whatever.
Kind of.
Or whatever they're called. Border Collies. I don't know what they
The Aussies or something.
To me, it reminds me of like a good, like a cake, like a chocolate chip cake or something like that.
they're
You
just
know,
like lots of
Rocky
something
Mountain Road
delicious.
or something like that. You know,
cookie dough.
cookie dough. Oh, so good.
Would you have an M already picked out, Javi, or no?
I don't know, man. I would probably name him like Onyx or something. Something.
Onyx.
Yeah. Like a Pokemon name or something. That would be
Yeah.
pretty cool.
Freaking
Make sure it's an I instead of a Y, because if you do the Y, that's that trio hip hop group that yells a lot.
You could do what else? Snorlax if you're gonna get a
Snorlax would be
bulldog.
pretty cool.
Hey, Snorlax, you know.
Just
Snorlax
call him
is pretty
Lax.
good.
Good old
Yeah.
Snorlax. Call him Laxy or something like that. It's a Laxy. That'll be something else. But anyways, it was Javi's birthday,
Yeah.
and what was your feeling like when you hit 30, Javi? What was it like?
All of a sudden, I got super sleepy. My knees started to buckle. Yeah, just. that's it.
You weren't like excited, like, oh, dude, I'm gonna turn 30, or you weren't
Well,
scared?
it's like still kind of pandemic-ish. So like, what? I didn't. It's like people are like, oh yeah, dirty 30. I'm gonna go party. I'm not about. I was never really about that life, but I don't know.
But you weren't nervous, like, oh, dude, I'm gonna turn 30, nothing like that.
No.
What about you, host, when you first turned 30? Because I'm not in the club yet.
The funny thing is, it's the same. Like right when I turned 30, it was the beginning of the pandemic. But I've never been one to really celebrate my birthday.
Yeah. Like I
Uh,
don't.
Like
I'm
people
same.
like will do something for me, and I always appreciate it. But I don't actively like seek out like, hey guys, it's my birthday party. Maybe one day I'll
Birthday
do
bash.
it. Yeah, like maybe one day I'll do it just to know what it feels like. But I don't know. It seems odd. I like celebrating other people's birthdays, but I don't like celebrating my own.
Dude, see, I'm exactly the same way.
Yeah.
But to me, I've been getting scared about turning 30, so I don't know how you guys never thought about, like, oh, my body's going to feel weird.
No, I mean I kind of waited to see it, but I think I talked about it on this podcast too. I just until stuff happened, I felt the same. I still feel the same, thankfully.
That's what scares me. It's like, what if I don't feel the same? Because oh, but my bunion's hurting.
Yeah.
Oh,
Maybe
my
that's
wrist
just
is
a
hurting.
sign, yeah.
Carpal tunnel. I'm like, oh,
I will
dude,
say it does
my-
take me longer to recover, like when I go to the gym and lift weights. I used to, I mean, you'd be sore anyways, but it wouldn't be as long. I feel like now it's like an extra day or two to like not feel the soreness in your muscles.
So what would you see? It's like, to me, I'm not sure. Maybe I was talking to.
I
yeah,
am
well,
sleeping
so-
better. I'll say it because I feel like
You sleep better?
I sleep better because I think now
What
I
did I
just
mention?
care
Sorry.
less.
You care less?
Yeah, I'm not gonna say it. Well, things stress me out less. Like I'm just at the point in my life like,
Oh, you don't
whatever,
have
not,
FOMO anymore.
It's not a big deal. You know what I mean? I'm just like,
Oh, I
eh.
don't know about FOMO, but yeah, I feel like I think I told you this before. Like I feel like I conserve energy, or yeah, I learned to conserve energy and save it for when I really need it or something.
You're very selective with what you do.
Yes.
Oh, I've been like that my whole life, except now I have less energy to do that with. Well, I wouldn't say I have less energy. I sleep more, so I actually have more energy now.
God, I don't know. I'm just trying to get advice. No, I'm trying to get ready.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll say mentally I stress myself out less because I'm just like, not a big deal.
Yeah, because to me, I almost feel like for age, it's like, well, you're like a teenager, when you're like in high school. And then it's like 18 to like 23. You kind of just feel like everything's like going really fast. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like nothing, you don't think about things. you
Yeah,
know
my
what I mean?
20s blew by. They
Yeah,
blew
it's just
by.
like, and then it's almost like when you got to start paying for your own insurance, Because
Yeah.
it's like, what, till 26 is when they let you be
26,
on your
yeah.
parents' insurance?
Mhm.
And then once you're like, oh shit, I got to get my own insurance, that's when it starts feeling like kind of weird. It's like, oh, it's real. I'm an
Can you
adult.
imagine our parents, like they had to do that way earlier than us? Is
Like,
it?
get insurance?
Yeah,
Their
like
own
getting
insurance?
married at like most people get married at like 20,
Oh, yeah, when they're like
18.
18 and stuff like that, huh? 16.
Well, it depends on where you're from, because my parents didn't get married till they were like 29, 31.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But in Puerto Rico, people don't get married very young. That's actually pretty rare out there.
Yeah, not
Usually
in
it's like
Mexico,
late
it's like
20s.
quinceañera, and then you're married.
It's because you guys got
Essentially,
babies
yeah.
already.
Yeah, that young, huh? Yeah, I don't know, dude. I don't think I think about myself now. It's like, dude, it's like I don't know if I was like 20, like how I could even think of another person's feelings or a kid's, you know?
Yeah.
It's like maybe it would force you, you know, because you're like, oh, I can't mess this up, but I don't.
It forces you into something, that's for sure. And that's always that big what if question, right? Because you got two sides of that coin. If you have a baby when you're in your 30s, as an adult, I think maybe you're more aware, you're more stable.
Yeah,
But they're in your house longer, like I don't know, like
yeah.
they're out when they're out of the
Oh,
house now you're almost 60.
you can't even beat your kid in a race,
Yeah,
dude.
but
You
I
know?
mean teenagers that have it, have their kid when they're like 14, they're 30 when their kids are grown. Like, yeah, they're 35.
Did you guys have any people in school that they had like their
Oh yeah.
parents, you know, were like twins? So then they'd be like, "Oh, I'm actually her niece," and they were like in the same grade
Yes.
because they're like moms had like kids super late, but they
Yeah,
were
and then
still
like
really young.
I've known aunts that were younger than their niece.
Yeah, I knew a couple like that, dude, at school, dude.
It's so weird, huh?
It's like, oh, this is my aunt. It's like, what do you mean she's younger than you?
It's
It's like,
just
well, my mom's, you know. It's like, God, I don't know, understand how
it's
it
so
works.
strange. It's my mom's sister.
Yeah,
It's like, what?
she's
How
young-
old's your mom? It's like, my mom's 45 and her sister is 15, 17.
Yeah.
Yeah, how trippy.
And he's like, oh, I got my crazy uncle, you know? He's younger than me. Well, yeah,
He's,
duh.
he's out back getting high
He's
right
in his
now.
20s, I'm 35, you know?
Yeah.
That's
That's
weird like that, dude.
and to me, I mean, like being an aunt or an uncle is like it has less to do with age and more about like a role. You know what I mean? Because you would think they'd be older, they should be role models.
The uncles?
Yeah, or aunts. Like that's my idea
Yeah.
of one. Like so the age thing, it's like okay, I get by definition they are, but they're not because they can't like take care of you if they had to.
It's like, I feel like uncles, so you got to be like kind of cool, but then you also got to be like responsible, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can't just be like, yeah, don't follow any of your parents. Oh, I would get so pissed, you know?
Yeah.
Don't follow any of their instructions. Oh, you're going to do this. You want this here, you
Yeah.
know? Dude, I'd probably beat up that guy. You know, I was like, what do you mean, dude? Getting rid of all the good habits I trained my kid? You know, you're over here freaking.
Yeah, and your sibling is the one teaching him bad habits. Imagine you having a kid older than your own sibling. Yeah, just think your kid is walking around older than your brother or sister.
Yeah.
I couldn't wrap my head around
That'd
that.
be weird.
Yeah.
I wouldn't obey my uncle, you know?
Yeah.
No wonder we're so fucked up in the world, dude.
All
No one knows
all
what the
these causes
fuck
and
is
stuff like
going
that.
on. Yeah.
Everybody's just busting nuts out all the time, dude. I don't know. That I think it would be cool to also be like, if you were like, because you know how he says like, oh, you're like a super old dad. Like that would be cool in some ways. Like if you can be like cool when you're that old, you know what I mean?
Well, because you could be like a mage or a sage, right? Because you're so much wiser. Well,
Yeah.
hopefully you're much wiser than a lot of like these young kid
Make a
adults.
little protege, dude.
Yeah, and you have you just have it together mentally and any other way, but I mean mentally I think it's the most important one. And you're just constantly spitting out bars of life, facts of life.
You know what's gonna happen, you know? Oh yeah, go touch that cable. You know?
And then you go to parent teacher conference and you're 15 years older than all the other like teenage parents running around.
Dude, not even that. Imagine
And you're like you can't even rent a car because you're 20.
imagine parent teachers conference and you're like a 60-year-old with a kid and the teacher's trying to tell you something about your kid. Dude, I would not listen to the teacher. I'd be like, you know what? Fuck you. I'm 60, you're 23 or 24, you know?
Yeah.
30, you know what I
And
mean?
you just got out of school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm not going to listen to you unless it's like one of the old teachers, you know?
Yeah.
Then you probably have that bond, you know? It's like, dude, I know he's an idiot. Don't worry.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
like when we're parents, if we ever become parents, then we would have like probably Gen Z or whatever the next generation is teaching our kids. And to all you Gen Zers, look how good that's going. If you guys are gonna cancel anyone, cancel yourself because you're too privileged.
Yeah,
Do you
dude.
think boomers are privileged? They didn't even have the internet when they were growing up. You're tweeting from the safety of your own home.
They had a lot
A
of
boomer had to go
comforts.
shovel the snow out of their driveway.
Dude, but boomers did have it fun too.
They
dude.
did have it fun. They did have it fun.
Like all the cool things were happening, you know, rock, all the things that were like getting invented were like
Yeah.
know,
LSD.
major transportation. You know what I mean?
What's the generation before millennials?
Plastic.
What's the one before millennials?
I know it's like Gen X, isn't it one of those?
That's what it is, Gen X, because
Yeah.
we're millennials, and then Gen Z, because we're technically
Yeah.
Generation Y. I don't know,
Dude.
whatever. So these generation names are fucking weird.
GBYON. What is that one?
I don't know. But either way, yeah, boomers did have like a crazy ass
Yeah,
time.
bro. It's like everything was getting invented. You know, the computer. Even for us, if you think about it, for us,
Well,
we're like the cell phone is so cool.
we went through I think we had the talk about it on Eater's Digest, where
electronics.
yeah, we went through the most crazy time of technology and we're still living it now, but we watched it like just
0 to
skyrocket.
60
Yeah.
in
Yeah,
like
just
5
like-
years.
Like all of us literally, I remember having a cassette player and knowing and seeing what 8-tracks were. Right, most people won't even know what we just said. But I had a cassette player and I saw 8-tracks. We had manual windows to roll down, not a lot of automatic shit. And then we went from that to CD players, to MP3 players, to like the first iPhone.
Not even MP3 players. Remember when you could get like because your car only had a cassette, right?
Yeah.
And you get the cassette adapter to the auxiliary cord for your CD
and
player.
you would play it because it's a blank tape, and it would
Yeah.
play whatever you would play.
Like
Yeah.
who invented that? That was pretty cool.
That's
dude.
arguably one of the smartest inventions.
Yeah.
A tape that can read your CD.
Yeah, like you can't just is it
nuts.
rewriting the tape? What's it doing?
Yeah, that's so
That's
crazy,
nuts.
bro. And then you had like when Bluetooth was coming out,
Oh,
then you have the ones that converted to Bluetooth. You know what I mean?
Yep.
The little signals. But then that when somebody comes in with the stronger signal, fucks up your whole listening. It's like,
Dude, and then they started putting like ringtones on the phones.
oh yeah, dude, ringtones were like the biggest thing. Now
They were
it's
the
like,
biggest flex.
Yeah,
Now people keep the standard one.
the regular ones. They got sick of them. You know?
Yeah, if you have I have mine changed. You're an asshole. But
Oh, what's your ringtone?
well, I guess I just have the notification one, but it's a Dragon
Oh.
Ball Z one.
Well, I don't think so, because I still hear people have like the Power Ranger one, just like Star Wars, Pokemon.
Yeah, I have
shit
the
like
nerdy
that.
shit
Oh,
on
really?
it.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. Mine's just
But
normal.
if
but
it's
I'm
anything
trouble
other
with
than
my
that, you're a
phone.
piece of shit. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, I have a Dragon Ball Z one.
And
for
then
my
it had the ringback tones too. Remember you called somebody?
I wish
Lost
we did
my
that, yeah.
pickup
that was
in a car game.
I wish that
man,
was still
no.
around.
that was exclusive, and I still think Verizon still has
Verizon
that.
does it.
really?
Yeah.
I gotta start doing
Verizon had it, and I think
Girl.
everyone else had it, but they charged you for it.
that. Oh.
And I don't know if Verizon actually charged you for it, but I know Verizon still has that feature.
What would it taste like? Please listen, whatever. Please listen to blah blah blah.
Please
while we
enjoy
wait for
this
your
music.
call.
Yeah.
While we wait for your call.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then whatever song they would have.
Yeah, that was pretty cool, dude. And then the God, dude, what was I gonna say, dude? I had something pretty cool in mind, but I lost my train of thought, dude. But
Well, I actually just lost my train of thought too.
speaking about things
Well,
that
speaking of losing trains of thoughts, let's
The
just jump into that
mysteries.
questions.
I was actually gonna jump into it, but like I don't know if it's
Sorry.
time yet. So
No, it is actually
nice.
perfect timing. You guys ready for it?
unsolved mysteries, dude.
Unsolved mystery of the internet of the day. Why is everyone so sensitive?
Well, as we progressed in humanity, and things started developing more science, more words, more dictionaries, more JPEGs. Now they got GIFs. People started developing more things to be sensitive about, Oh, before it's like, oh, this guy just farts a lot. Now it's like, oh, he's got what is that thing? He can't eat glucose intolerant or whatever.
He's a celiac.
Yeah, he's celiac. He's sensitive to this.
Silliness.
He's got a irritable bowel syndrome.
Yeah, IBS. You know what I mean? First I thought that was a computer. Now it's a syndrome. Or now it's before the kid used to, he just turned a little brown. Oh, now he's got skin cancer. Now we have to give him sensitive skin. Now you got the Cetaphil. You know what I mean? So they made a lot of inventions for sensitivity too. Oh, before it was just you get Colgate or Crest. Now sensitive teeth, you get the
Sensodyne.
Sensodyne,
Yeah.
for sensitive gums. And then you had the for boys. Oh, these boys are sensitive. What did they call them? Bitch boys. They're in their feelings. Oh, what kind of weed you got? Sensativa, something like that. You know?
You know what? You're actually kind of right.
They started inventing more things for sensitive.
No, you're right. Because
Sensitiva
if there's
something.
more options, there's more opportunity for you to be picky. And in order to be picky, now you have to like pick apart why you like this one over liking the other one.
Yeah.
That's actually not a. That's actually a pretty good observation.
Sensitiving you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sensors. What else did they invent for sensitivity? Yeah, not blind spot things. The sensors for blind spots.
Well, I think the thing is we coddle sensitive people, right?
Yeah.
Like the sensitive people get the attention. So when someone, as a kid, because it starts in some adults see it too, and they behave this way too. So let me not just blame kids. When someone sees another person get all this attention and be called heroes because they said they were offended by something and they stood up for it, which good for them. Don't get me wrong. Depending on what it is, now they're like, oh, now I have to find something to
I need my
complain
15
about.
minutes.
Yeah, because now I want to shine and be offended by something.
So there's
And a lot of it, I think, is social media, because now everyone should have a voice, but I don't think everyone should hear your voice.
now there's the quest for sensitivity.
And I'm saying this as we're on a podcast broadcasting on the internet, but you chose to click on this, not me. You chose to click on it, not me. But you know what I mean? Like, someone would you just bitch about something, and now hundreds or millions of people can literally see it, and they comment on it. And I don't know, like back in the day, I would have like, okay, this friend is Jewish, this friend is atheist. We didn't care. It's like, do you want to play kickball or not?
Yeah.
I'm like, cool. We understand we're all very, very different, but at the end of the day, it's like that does not impact our ability to have fun with each other. Now it's like if you don't share my exact same
Yeah, you have
mindset,
to be like super specific about your like ideologies and
yeah, because
everything.
they're too sensitive, and it's just like
I was like, bro, like, yeah, I remember growing up with Bosnians, Cambodians,
Everything
people
else
from
is like,
Brazil.
oh, you like
like,
playing soccer? Let's
yeah,
play soccer. Or you like doing
what,
this?
yeah, just
Why
find
do you
something
smell
to do.
funny? Oh, we eat a bunch of garlic. Oh, that's cool. Let's keep doing this.
We had-
let
we had
me try
curry.
that shit, you know?
yeah.
You get exposed to a whole bunch of like cultures.
Oh, what is that? Oh, you know, an Asian guy. You're eating
my
a duck
Polynesians.
inside of an egg?
Fucking yeah.
Like,
the-
yeah, here it is.
Yeah, dude, it was just
Balut.
weird. Like,
It was
we
just
never
normal,
really,
you know?
you never really talked about it, but it was like, okay,
you knew there were
accepted-
differences.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But you were like, okay, if you weren't a dick and you liked one thing that I liked,
we're best friends.
there you go.
Yeah,
yeah.
And then you started learning about other stuff, right? Like
yeah.
my brother and I had Pokemon cards, and some kid came around, and this is like before I knew about Dragon Ball Z, and he had like they had a trading card. I didn't know what it was, and he's like, "What is that?" I was like, "This is Pokemon." He goes, "Oh," and he got into like Pokemon, and I didn't get into the card game, but I'm like, "Oh, I want to watch this show. It looks badass." So I started watching like Dragon Ball Z.
I think with sensitivity, it's like something that you are very what would be like uncomfortable or self-conscious about it within you, you know what I mean? So it's like
Yeah,
something that
probably
I'm
obvious.
embarrassed about,
Yeah.
and then if somebody's like it's like a topic or a subject that I'm not comfortable about my own personality,
Yeah.
so I'm gonna almost take it out on the other person and be like, oh well, everybody should be sensible to this one. I almost think about it now we're talking about it, it's like you just need therapy for whatever you're sensitive about to know that it's normal, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, oh, I'm sensitive to when Hoss wears shred because I think he's a blood and I'm a crip, you know. So I get really mad.
Javi's the real
like,
crip here, okay, guys? He's got that bum knee. He's walking
Oh
around
yeah,
limping,
bum
cripple.
knee,
No,
broken
but
wrist.
I think it's like people that are just like too sensitive to. They don't want to address their
insecurity.
Their insecurity. You
So
know
they
what I
make
mean?
everyone conform to what they do.
So
or
it's
don't
just like I'm sensitive about it. I'm not going to address it for myself. So you shouldn't even bring it up.
Yeah, I think the other thing is, and it's either, I guess, well, our generation of people wouldn't have kids old enough, I think, right? But, so I guess the generation before us and the one before that, they raise kids. I'm not saying the whole thing, right? But I think a lot of parents were like, to protect their kids, and I get the idea, I just think the execution is flawed. Don't let anyone tell you you're wrong. Like, that's actually wrong. I mean, if a kid's saying 2 + 2 is 7, you're wrong. That's not 7. That's 4, right? But they get like in this systematic way, they just think I'm never wrong, I'm never wrong, I'm never wrong. So the moment someone has an opposing view on something that's even just subjective and different, they can't accept it. So they're like, well, now you got to be canceled. Why? Because I have a different mindset than you? Yeah, because if you don't trust it, or if you're not about this, then you are blah, blah, blah. Like, they just can't handle someone having a different opinion because they're never wrong. So now because that go back to your insecurity for sure. They're like, oh, I can't be wrong. My parents
Yeah.
always told me I was always right.
So it's like you just throw a blanket over it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's
like
like insecurity or I'm sensitive. I'm gonna throw a blanket over it.
yeah. When I remember being a kid, like my parents were like, "Oh, you believe what you believe in, and you stand your ground, but you still respect other people's views and opinions, right?" Like, because they would say, "Oh, they're Muslim, so they have some similarities in our beliefs, but they read like a different book. Like, there's nothing wrong
Yeah.
with that. This is what we do. This is what they do. Treat them kind, whatever." And it wasn't you're right, they're wrong. It's just we live differently.
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know. Sensitivities. Because I mean, all of us are sensitive to something. You know, all of us.
Of course,
We have,
Yeah, dude, I'm a
absolutely.
Pisces.
but yeah, see the freaking sensitivity queens. All water signs are here. Bunch of sensitive Sallys. But I think it's just like you're like aware of what you're insecure about. You know what I mean? I guess
Yeah.
going because I know with me, it's like if I'm having a conversation about see like I didn't have the best like family upbringing. You know what I mean? So it's like if I'm having a conversation where I'm gonna be like, well, I don't want to talk too much about family stuff. It's not. I'm not gonna tell somebody not to talk about it. I just know that I have to get over it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That it's a sensitive thing. That it's not their fault that I'm sensitive about it, and that I have to be oh well, this is a sensitive subject for me. I don't want to talk about it. Okay, why would I do that? It's just that I have to own it. It's like, well, that's part of who I am.
How would you ever, one, get over it, and
Right.
two, have like learned about different experiences anyway? You know what I mean?
Your cord, I think, maybe pulling it. But yeah, you know what I mean. It's just the So just because I'm sensitive to that, I'm not gonna be like, oh well, you shouldn't do this because I'm sensitive about it. Because I understand. Well, I'm sensitive to this, but that's just me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like to them, it's just like normal. You know?
I mean, I think people are sensitive because they're bored. Like, there's nothing to worry about. Like with Texas, when they had all that snow and like the apocalypse was coming for them, or even at the beginning of COVID. I mean, people lashed out, but I think for like the first maybe month, people weren't bitching about stuff because they were scared for their life. Like for a small moment in time, they're like, "Oh shit, this can kill me." So their issues of, "Oh, this is not right. This is insensitive," went out the door because that was the least of their problems. And if you go to other countries like third world countries, and even I'm sure parts of Mexico, in Puerto Rico, in certain parts of USA, like if you go to a place that's they're fighting every day to survive something, the last thing on their mind is hashtagging canceling this or hashtag this needs to stop because their worry is about feeding their kid because they don't know where their next meal is coming from. They're living check to check. So I think a lot of that sensitivity stems from boredom. They're just like, I have nothing to complain about. Let me complain about something.
Like life's too good now. That
Yeah,
And we're
life
not
is
saying
so-
that all sensitivity.
No, not all, not all. Like some is valid sensitivity, but to your point, I mean, you can't avoid it your whole life.
Yeah, it's like you have to get comfortable with your stuff that makes
like,
you
when do you
sensitive.
like when is it the right time to fight your demons?
Yeah,
Oh,
absolutely.
Shit, like it's up to you. You know.
Kind of like you were saying, it's not like it's right or wrong because it's sensitivity is different from right or wrong. So
Absolutely.
if somebody's being a dick, it's like, oh, this guy, you should be sensitive towards, like you were saying, this religion or this person. That's not being sensitive. That's just being right or wrong. You're being a good person or a bad person.
Yeah.
That's nothing to do with feelings because that's separate. Being right or being wrong or being good or being bad is separate than your feelings, than what you're sensing or whatever.
Absolutely.
Nobody can sense what you're gonna sense.
No, and
Everybody's
your
different.
experience is different. Again, I think we've touched on this before. You mentioned your family upbringing and maybe not being the best. I actually feel like I had a really privileged life in the sense that I always had my family around me. Like my mom and dad were always there. My siblings were always there. Where was I even going with this? What were you mentioning? Oh, so my brother, my sister, and I were raised by the exact same two people in the same household, but we even still have different outlooks on life because even though we were raised the same, our experience was different because it's through our own eyes.
Yep. You take it to
Yeah.
how you see it. What about you? Have you got any traumatic experiences? Anything like that? Any things that you're sensitive to? Any diabetes? What else are you sensitive to?
Insulin.
No, maybe
Penicillin.
the stutter I developed after the concussion, because
I can't remember.
well, I mean, I noticed it because like I sometimes like double like mostly when I'm starting to like try and I don't know. Even when I start thinking about it, it's like, oh shit, I need to stop. But maybe that. But like upbringing, dude, I feel like yeah, we were poor, but I had the best. I can't complain, you know. Like it
Agreed.
wasn't nowhere near perfect, but it was a good upbringing. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I can't really complain about much
Yeah, I don't know. So
other than maybe like growing up a little too quickly, having to fucking deal with adult things at like 10 years old.
Yeah.
But I mean
Well, back
there's
'cause-
other people that have it worse off.
Yeah, Jose mentioned like sensitivity of like the whole family. Like he just would have to deal with it. I always worked like a very, very young age because you mentioned poor. Yeah, we grew up kind of poor, and my parents didn't expect me to, but I felt that there's a familial responsibility for me to help out and pitch in. So at a very young age, I would do side jobs with my dad, get paid under the table like nothing official, and then finally when I was 13, yeah, I became a sweeper. Just vacuuming at school and getting my checks. And I remember it taught me a lot. Like I'm good with finances now because of it. And I'd like, okay, I want these J's. And my parents were like, we're not gonna buy you $100 shoes. You get $25 shoes. And I never fault them for
get
it.
those shacks, baby.
Yeah, like they take me to Walmart or Payless or whatever.
Marbury's, you know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
and I didn't want those. I mean, I got them, and I appreciate them getting that for me. They got me the bare necessities. But I feel like I missed out a lot on after school activities or like friendships as a kid because I would be working so much. I didn't really, I mean, I had friends, but I didn't spend a lot of time with them until after I graduated. Like, cause like I know kids were like, "Oh, we hung out all weekend." That wasn't me. I was working all weekend. I'd get home, I'd help cook, clean. So like sometimes I look back, I'm like, I'm not saying I didn't have a childhood. I definitely had a good childhood too, but that piece was missing.
Yeah. And I think just, I guess, just wrap it up with this. To me, I just say, like, whatever you're sensitive about, just you have to address that. You know what I mean? And fix your sensitivity. 'Cause nobody else is gonna do it for you. You know what I mean? So as long as you want to stay sensitive or get butthurt about it, like nobody's going to.
Well, the way I address it now is I just make memories as an adult where I have more money.
You have to
I'm able
change
to
it.
do
You know,
cooler
you have to
stuff,
take
yeah.
the action to address it. So if you're
Yes.
complaining about something, like you at the end of the day, you decide, hey, I'm gonna address this. I'm not gonna be sensitive about this, or I'm gonna tell somebody, hey, dude, I don't want to talk about it, or this bugs me, or whatever.
Yeah, for sure.
And one thing that I was very sensitive about recently was the cancellation of certain things. So people have been investing. Oh, bitcoins. We're gonna cancel the dollar. We're gonna cancel regular currency. We're gonna cancel the United States, the central banks, the Rothschild. So I was like, you know what? I started investing, and since it was both of your birthdays, I actually got you guys a surprise. Okay, and this is an investment. So you guys decide what you do with your investment. Okay, so I'm gonna give you guys this share of it's like stock that I got for you guys. Okay.
Okay.
All right, this one right here is for Javi for his birthday.
Thank you, sir.
And then I also got host one for his birthday.
Jeez. Freaking Jose here is the Mexican elf on the shelf. Fucking giving gifts. Mexican Santa
And
Claus.
I got this one for host, and you guys can open them at the same time. You know what, Javi? Actually, maybe if you want to sit over here really quick, so you can reveal. I got you one of these, right here. Cause you try to swing at a ball and you couldn't do it, but. All right. These investments, it's like a stock market. You guys are going to open.
So, what is this for pudding?
Yeah.
That's just a birthday gift. The other gift that's in the bag is actually an investment that I bought for you guys. Something that'll gain a lot of value. Something that may no longer be available
Is it a
in the
Furby?
future. You guys can look. Okay.
Okay.
Right.
It's a victim.
Dude, this actually could be an honest investment.
It is a victim of society,
Mr.
of
Potato Head.
sensitivity.
Dude,
Huh?
he's not wrong though, because I mean, it did get or they're trying to cancel
Trying
it,
to cancel. I
which
got you
makes
guys,
no sense.
Yeah, I was like,
Why
that's-
are I mean,
he's already interchangeable. He's like the original androgynous toy.
regardless of being interchangeable, let's just talk about this really quickly. I hope that none of you are that sensitive that listen to us, and if you are, bear with me and give me a moment to, I guess, preach. If you're waiting on a fictional potato that can talk to represent and like be a representation of your community or whatever, you've got a lot of other things you need to discuss with someone else, because if this is what you're looking for in inspiration, you are starting to become a lost soul. You need to find something else because I mean, a fictional potato that talks should not be something you worry yourself about and what your kids look forward to or up to. That's my 2 cents. That just seems a little strange. I don't know why this would be canceled. And there's a Mrs. one too, so that's pretty inclusive in my opinion.
Missed one too, yeah.
They
I mean,
have babies.
If you want it to be androgynous, remove everything. Now it's just a potato.
Yeah, like switch them out.
What are you gonna cancel? Fries? You're gonna cancel French fries? You're gonna
Because they're
cancel
French, she's gonna call them
mashed
fries.
potatoes? What else are you gonna cancel?
What about you, Javi? What do you think about your where do you think you guys are gonna display? Where do you think you're gonna display your investment? What do you think the stock for it is right now? What do you see it in the foreseeable future?
I mean, I don't know. It's up in the air right now, right? Like, I can't say.
I will say that I'm actually gonna check when I get home
the shit out of him
on eBay.
It's gonna skyrocket, and we're gonna be.
I will sell. I will hold on to this.
100,000 heirs, you know.
If I can sell this for a profit, I'm investing it back into this podcast because I obviously want it to take it off, or I want the podcast to take off. So
Well, you might be able to give it to one of your kids
no,
too. You know what I mean?
no, my kids will.
Oh, they'll have better toys than this. Is
Will
that
be-
what you're saying?
No, my kids will have a better lifestyle if this podcast takes off due to me funding the podcast. I got to invest somehow.
Well, you guys are sitting there on gold. Lastly, since we got a couple of Pisces there on the seats, we also got something for Javi's birthday. Now that he's 30 and he's dirty,
Dirty 30s.
and
It's got that special unicorn,
we got
which we
that
had to get it because
freaking-
we don't know if the unicorns are going to be canceled soon.
Yep, that mythical creature right there.
Right here.
And then
Was it
uh,
Kelly
cheesecake.
again? Did Kelly make
one of
this
those.
again?
That's it. The other one's just the ice
Dang.
pack. The last thing is just the ice thing.
Was
right
it the
there.
ice pack? Okay.
But maybe we can, we can check the little cake.
Yeah, it's tradition for the Mexicans.
The
You gotta
little
take a bite
cocky.
out of it.
Stuff that horn in my mouth. You know what I'm saying?
It's that overextended clit.
Where's the face?
What does it look like? Where's the face? You got a little horn.
Yeah, that's
It
what I'm
looks like it's
looking for.
daydreaming.
They forgot a nose. Does it not have a nose?
Just a
Unicorns
unicorn.
don't have noses. I don't think so, dude. They got a.
They got a muzzle.
Right. Well,
So
thank
there
you
it
guys
is.
so much. I appreciate it.
Well, we're
Some
waiting
nice
for you to
little cake.
take a little bite off of
Oh, I
for
better-
Mexican culture.
Okay, it is plastic.
Yeah, it's
I'm
the-
good.
Well, you were gonna eat the
I was
horn,
really
you
gonna eat-
pervert,
I was
huh?
gonna go for the horn.
Dang, dude.
Trying to eat that cloister.
Oh, dude, that was a weak bite. What kind of bite is that, dude? Host got it all over
Rick-
his beard.
Bro,
Yeah.
What is that? Oh no, dude. What's
Look at that. You can see my,
No.
my
That-
brace marks. My
Oh,
braces are...
host bit half of the cake.
That's
Dude. It
a
was like,
nibble, bro.
you can't even open your jaw
a
anymore.
dick
I've
to
seen
get
you
to
open your
that
mouth
fucking-
before, Javi.
Dude, you had knee surgery, not jaw surgery. There you go.
Kanye West over here. What's going on, dude?
Through the wire.
Let me see the back. See now it kind of looks like a good bite.
It's a good bite. It's pretty chunky.
But there it is. Then we got a couple of one of those. Now that I want a piece of the
cheesecake.
cheesecake. That's what I want. Now we're always about equality, so we got equality cheesecake.
Yep.
Variety pack.
And
It's
there's
got that butter pecan Puerto Rican. It's got
Yep.
the chocolate for the African American community.
Yep.
It's got the strawberry for our natives. And it's got the regular cheesecake, which is kind of
Asian. a little
yeah,
bit.
the yellow tinge to it for the Asian community.
But then we got the mixed one too in there, so
The light skin.
all about equality.
Why is this one harder to open?
Oh, he can't even open it now. He's got arthritis in the hands.
It's the carpool tunnel that I have.
And then while we wait to get that thing popped open, let's just end it right now with some wholesome advice. Do you guys have any wholesome advice? I feel like, you know what? We were dropping a lot of wholesome advice.
Yeah,
so,
it was a lot of some bars as far as wholesome
You know?
advice.
So what would you say? You it looks like you got a whole lot of stuff in your hand, Javi. What would you say is some wholesome advice now that you're a senior citizen in your 30s and just a grown adult?
As a grown adult, I think my wholesome advice to everyone: stop being a little bitch. That's my wholesome advice. At least if you are sensitive, bro, just like, I don't know, take a step back and realize that there's bigger issues. Like, people are going hungry. The kids are still in cages, by the way. So let's keep that same energy that we had with Trump. So I mean, I'm just putting that out there. And yeah, that's I guess that's my little wholesome rant advice.
What about you, host? For the kids, for the generation of kids, your wholesome advice or whatever advice you got.
I think I think you owe it to yourself to try a bunch of different hobbies or things and find something you're really, really good at. I think that's good for your mental state of health. It's good for you to, like, honestly, maybe not be so sensitive, because if you're really good at something, you kind of have that security to fall back on. So try something until you figure out, like, keep trying new things until you figure out something you're really good at.
Well, for me, let's see. If I'm gonna give, you saw me here breaking stock markets, okay? When I brought the potato heads in here, so I'm going to say buy yourself something cool. That's what it's gonna be. You got your stimulus, but what are you gonna buy? Something dumb. You know, you're gonna buy. What do people buy? A PlayStation 5. Dude,
Buy
those
some
they don't
Bitcoins.
even have any games for PlayStation 5. They got like 2 games. Why are you gonna get a PlayStation 5? Get something cool. You know, Javi said get yourself a Bitcoin, or
Dogecoin.
a hundredth of a Bitcoin. However much that could get you. I'll get you a portion of Bitcoin, or you can get yourself. What else could you get? Get yourself a computer. I got, you know. It'll last a long time. Or get what else could you get? Just get you something that'll last for a long time. Don't just blow your stimulus on something dumb. Maybe get you a couple seeds, a couple plants, and then you can have your stimulus the rest of the year. But anything else?
Buy yourself a puppy.
Oh, there you go, Javi.
Oh, thanks.
You gonna get that puppy?
If Cynthia gives me her half of the stimmy.
Well, you know what? We're going to, as wholesome advice, at the end, we're just going to zoom into Javi. And you're going to sell us on, oh, wait up, I got the wrong one.
Sell you on a puppy?
No, you're going to tell us why, and into detail, I want a good pitch, why you deserve this puppy, why you need it, and why you're going to get it.
I feel like I deserve this puppy because I've never had anything of my own ever in life. I've always had to share everything from my clothes, my socks, my my room. I had to share my mom, my dad, and then that's why I have to buy this puppy for me, because it would be the only thing I have ever had for myself. And yeah, that's
What else?
my step
Emotionally, what else? Come on, dude.
Emotionally-
I don't think, if I'm Cynthia, I'm not giving you the puppy yet. You got a little something on your beard right here, too.
Maybe to help with my anxiety attacks. Go help me get back in shape, you know.
So, yeah, you got to describe what are you going to do with the puppy. You got to, come on, you got to
I
paint
would
the picture.
take the puppy with me on walks, because I would have to, like, kind of force myself to go take it for a walk. I would force myself to go to the store and buy more food.
Okay, you know what? We're going to do this a different way because this is not helping your case, Javi. So-
You're being very selfish. You're selling it about you.
So
It is
this is
about
what
me.
we're going to do.
I've always wanted
Yeah, but you don't have to
Okay.
make them know that.
This is what it's going to be, okay? We're going to try it again. Host, you're going to be Cynthia, okay? And Javi, you're going to be Javi. And he's about to tell you about the puppy right now, host. So, be like, hey, babe, you know? So,
Hey babe, I'm gonna buy a English bulldog with our stimmy
Why?
because it's extra stimmy money.
What? Why do we need a dog?
Because I need something to love.
I said you don't love me? Am I not good enough for you? You're replacing me with a dog now.
No.
A dog that's gonna die in 7 to 10
It'll-
years.
It'll bring our relationship closer together. It'll
How?
teach you how to love.
So you don't think I love you?
Barely.
I said yes when you knelt on your knee that now has had surgery on it, and it's bum. I cooked for you for 2 weeks while you were bumming around on that knee.
We still need the puppy.
Okay. Well, you're not
No,
getting the
she said
puppy.
okay.
You're not getting the
That's a
puppy.
win.
Not getting the puppy? No.
You're not getting the puppy.
All right. Well, it looks like Javi couldn't convince Cynthia, aka us, to get the puppy. So we love you guys. Beans and rice.
Peace out.
Take care.
Thank you for
Host
listening.
Beefy.
Horse.
Javi.
All right. Catch you guys later. Peace out.